Good morning, everybody. We do it like that. Good morning. Good morning. All right. How is everyone this morning? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Sally's Closet. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you? We're going to go ahead and get started. I've got an early meeting this morning, so I apologize if I seem a little rushed, but I am well. I'm glad to know that you are as well. Thank you for joining me this morning. We read every day a reading from the Daily Stoic, and it's a quote and then a reflection. Each month has a theme. The theme for January was clarity, as you can imagine. As we come into the new year, we try to set intentions and do things accordingly, change our action steps, small action steps that leads to progress, not perfection. And then in February, our topic has been motions and passions, and more so than just passions and emotions, I should say, and us controlling our passions and emotions versus our passions and emotions controlling us. Today is February 27th. The title of the reflection is Cultivating Indifference Where Others Grow Passion. Cultivating indifference where others grow passion. Here's the quote: Of all the things that are, some are good, others bad, and yet others indifferent. The good are virtues and all that share in them. The bad are the vices and all that indulge in them. The indifferent lie in between virtue and vice and include wealth, health, life, death, pleasure, and pain. That's very interesting. That is quite powerful. Here is the reflection for the day. Hey, Green and Leafy, how are you? Welcome in, friend. Glad to see you back. Um, the reflection for today is: imagine the power you'd have in your life and relationships if all the things that trouble everyone else, how thin they are, how much money they have, how long they have left to live, how they will die, didn't matter so much. What if, where others were upset, envious, excited, possessive, or greedy, you were objective, calm, and clear headed? Can you envision that? Imagine what it would do for your relationships at work, for your love life, and for your friendships. Seneca was an incredibly wealthy, even famous man, yet he was a Stoic. He had many material things, yet, as the Stoics say, he was also indifferent to them. He enjoyed them while they were there, but he accepted that they might someday disappear. I guess he wasn't attached, right? What a better attitude than desperately craving more or fearfully dreading losing even one penny. Indifference is solid middle ground. It's not about avoidance or shunning, but rather not giving any possible outcome more power or preference than is appropriate. This is not easy to do, certainly, but if you could imagine, how much more relaxed would you be? That is so interesting to me because I had a situation this morning where I made a flight reservation a few days ago. And I realized on the reservation, as I looked at the confirmation, that I input the wrong birth date. And it was more than one digit off, which meant the counter agent couldn't correct it. So I would have to cancel that reservation and rebook at the current rate with change fees, all these things. So I felt myself getting, and this was this morning, y'all, like right before this call. That's why I'm like, whoa. So I found myself getting a bit worked up, a bit anxious, and I had to talk to 3 different people. But I paused for a second and I said, I'm controlling the controllables. The only thing I can do is ask and continue to ask and continue to ask. And that's what I did. And they fixed it for me as a one time courtesy. I was grateful. They didn't have to do it. It was totally my error. They didn't have to do it. Um, but I was able to just breathe, to think, what's the worst case that can happen? This is a trip that I actually care about going on. It's a personal trip. And so the very worst thing that could happen was if the fees were going to be exorbitant and I didn't want to pay them, I hop in the car and I take a road trip. Didn't want to do that. It's not close. Didn't want to do that, but certainly would. Certainly would. So, me having the control to be able to think, this is not bad in perspective of everything else going on. This is one of those things where, okay, if plan A doesn't work, we got plan B, plan C, plan D. We just keep it rolling until we find the solution. Good morning. Welcome in. So, these readings and these meditations have been extremely, extremely helpful for me. And I hope they have been for you as well. But it makes me second guess how I choose to allow, hey, Urge, good morning, friend. How I choose to allow my emotions and my passions to control me. I was able in this moment this morning to pause, logically reflect, figure out what I was going to do about it if they couldn't change my date of birth and if I didn't want to pay the exorbitant fees for a ticket change, and go from there. Go from there. That's not my personality, y'all. I'm the reactive one. So this has really helped me say, okay, this is not a big deal. I'm controlling this. I'm controlling me and how I react to this. And so I kind of went through what I could do if they weren't able to change it, or if the price was going to be too much, then I knew what I was going to do next. So I think once we really look and see how things happen, and if the things that are happening aren't things that are going to be some type of malice towards us or someone who we love and care about, if there are things that, good morning, welcome in, if there are things that aren't going to affect our health in a negative manner, um, if there are things that we can actually control or they're material things, we're good. We're good. Take a step back and realize this is temporary. This is temporary. Money is printed every single day, although it's hard to come by. It is printed every single day. Okay. But you only get one life. And tomorrow's not promised. It's just as simple as that. Tomorrow's not promised. So let's appreciate what we have today. Let's go ahead and kind of decide how we want to react to things and the events and the prestige that we may have, because it's not a big deal. It's just not a big deal. Welcome in, you all. Welcome in. All right. This will be our card to end with today. And it says, inhale the future, exhale the past. Inhale the future, exhale the past. All right, y'all. I needed that this morning after my crazy morning. And if y'all missed the beginning of it, catch the replay on, I multicast to YouTube today. I missed it yesterday, but check the replay on Catches by Cathy on YouTube, okay? I have to run because I have an early appointment. So I hope everybody has a great day, a phenomenal, phenomenal rest of the week. If I don't see you again, Sally Closet, thank you so much for joining today. I appreciate you. Thank you. Keep joining me. Thank you, Urge. I appreciate you, friend. I appreciate you. So everybody have a fantastic day. Join me again. I'll be on tomorrow. The time may change tomorrow because of travel, but I will be on, okay? And I don't know if I'll figure out how I'm gonna do the camera because I'm not gonna have my stand with me either. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Let's see. Let's see if there's someone on who we want to raid. And let's see. Huh. Um, hmm, let's go into Eshtamam this morning. Y'all give her some love. She's a new seller. Check her out for 3 or 4 minutes. Put some hearts in the tap the screen for some yellow hearts for her to give her some encouragement, and put some elephants in the chat. All right, y'all. See you later. Mwah, mwah. Love each of you. Have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Oh, y'all bookmark the show because the time may